For years I've been using this bell siphon that I did a design on several years ago that has this little cup on the bottom which is used to help break the siphons, and it's worked really well over the years. However, I want to expand my system a little bit more and add some larger beds which will increase the flow, and this siphon isn't really designed to handle that kind of flow. So instead of creating a larger siphon, they can tend to run into some flow issues once in a while. I've decided to design a different system that can flood and drain the beds. Now, I'm not going to get into the controversy of doing flood and drain beds. Some people now like to do constant flow or constant elevation. I happen to like the flood and drain just to help keep things washing through the beds nicely. So that's what we're going to continue to do, and we'll see what this new design does. I'd like to thank my Patreon supporters for helping to make this channel possible. My top supporters are trueaquaponics.com and glassbottleoutlet.com. Make sure you pay them a visit. One of my criteria was not to waste much more space in the bed, so the bell siphon sits in a 6-inch piece of pipe. So my new design will also fit into this pipe. So what I'm going to do is clean the gravel out of this side of the bed. It's winter time, so I'm not going to disturb any plants. I have my kale sitting over here, just overwintering. So we'll clean out the gravel, get this out of the way, and then you'll be able to get a good look of what the new design will do. This bed has been running for 5 years. I think it's 5 years. I'll have to look it up and I'll put a note on the screen of its actual time. So it'll be interesting to see how much is accumulated in this, what it's looking like. These are some roots left over from the plants from last year. I had pepper plants in this spot, so these are just some leftover roots. There are plenty of red wiggler worms in here, composting worms. They've worked out very well over the years to help keep things somewhat cleaned out. And there's really no evidence of many solids left behind in here, so that's a good thing. We'll see what happens when we get into the lower regions a little bit. Even down in the bottom, still red wiggler composting worms, and everything's pretty nice and clean. It's actually a lot cleaner than I thought it was going to be. This water is pretty cold still. It's about 43 degrees. So getting the hands in there is not very pleasant. So this bed has an existing bulkhead fitting going through the bottom with a 1.5 inch threaded insert. So that's what we're going to start with on this. And what I think we'll do is we'll head over to the computer and I'll show you the design first and explain how it works. And then we'll come back and do the install. Drew up a little media bed, gravel guard around this. So we're going to turn that off so we can just zoom in on the good stuff. Basically, this is just a pipe with a little float on it that goes up and down inside this bulkhead fitting, and that's the whole thing. So what happens is the water level will start to rise in here, and this acts as a little boat or a float, and as the water level continues to go up, it will make that float. Now there will be a little bit of water that seeps out between the fitting and the pipe. Originally I designed it to have a little O-ring in here, but it created just a little too much friction, so it just slips through this instead. And with the amount of water that's going through this whole thing, you get some dripping through. It's not a big deal, and it gets just caught going through the rest of the plumbing and the bulkhead fitting, so it's not like it leaks out onto the floor or anything. Well, as the water level goes up in here, eventually this will hit against a stopper and prevent the float from going up any further. So then the water will start to overflow into the float, and we'll weight it down, and that will force it to drop down, and as soon as it goes below the water level, the water will just start gushing out through and down through the pipe. Now what's neat about this is as the water level in the bed goes down, once it gets to the lip of the float, it can't fill the float anymore, and so the siphon that's already in here will suck any of the water that's in the float right out and make it pop up because it's now buoyant, and then the process starts all over again. That will start to float up. So it works really well with just going up and down all day long. Okay, so here's the threaded insert that goes into the 1.5" fitting. Then we have a section of pipe that just slides in and out of this. Then the 2 pieces for the float in the siphon. So basically this just goes on and twists right into place. It's just easier to make it out of 2 pieces than try to 3D print it in as one. And then the piping just friction fits right into the hole. It's a tapered hole, so it jams right in there. And then you just slide that right in. That's all it takes. As the water level continues to go up, the float will hit against a pin that's sticking in, and I'm just going to simulate it with my finger and just push it down a hair. And then we'll let the water start overflowing into it. Now that everything is tested and working, I'm going to install a gravel guard. I made up this base unit that has a couple snap out rings, so it can just drop in and around the bulkhead fitting or whatnot. Looks like I gotta shave off the extra little pieces. Okay, we'll try again. Now it fits over. And then I made up different height gravel guards, so you can mix and match them to meet whatever the height of your bed might be. And that bottom isn't really necessary, but it does help a lot to make sure your guard stays centered around the bulkhead fitting. Might as well drop this in. Last is the stop, and it just snaps into any of the diamond-shaped pieces that you have in here. And of course the cover helps block out some of the light. This has been running for a few weeks now and haven't had a single problem with it. The only change I made to the design was changing the gravel guard cover, because these pieces just stacked on top of each other and they could pop out. So the latest revision, they're just got some threads on them so they can be screwed together and it just becomes one nice big piece. And same thing with the cover that can screw on. And the base also now has a little lip on it, so when it's down in the gravel, it would make it very difficult to try to pull the whole thing up, because that just acts as a weight against it. So these files will all be on my website, and I'm probably also going to put 3D printed versions of these on. So if you don't have a 3D printer, you should be able to buy these through the website also. Once again, thanks for watching.